Hello, hello. Kasper Clemensen here, back with episode 6 of Stonehell Dungeon using Labyrinth Lord 2nd edition. I did already try and record this episode, but I found that I would not use it, because there was simply too much downtime, and the amount of downtime took about an hour of play, and I want you to follow the dungeon exploration or the delve. I want to have some actual play of that. Not to say that we can't have any downtime play, but it simply took up too much time. So a lot of things have happened. Let me start down there in the left corner on the character roster. You can see I have not drawn that image. That is taken from the internet. It is from some old, it's just a placeholder for now, but it's a picture of a a sort of generic brownie guy, but I found the picture hilarious. So that is just a placeholder picture for now. So from where we ended last time, we ended with unfortunately Redraki dying. He was killed by a wolf, and we sort of ended up where Tyra came back with the two severely injured teammates to Eastbridge again, where she again asked the local priest to patch up her friends. And what I figured is that I think we need to pay for these services. So what I did is I pooled the entire party's gold pieces together, and I paid for the funeral of both him, Nenko, and Redraki. And I should also say that I added 3 days in the calendar to go and pick up their bodies, respectively, where the party had put them. Funerals has been held to the fallen party members. And and also in the meantime, the party hooked up with Pinecone, and they also, of course, recuperated from their wounds, and so everybody is back up on full health again. And we are going to start on the 4th day, which means we have the 7th of March. So, and this also means that I said that we paid a week in advance to the inn so we could stay there, which also means that every character now is down to only 10 gold pieces. Some of the characters have a bit more silver pieces and copper pieces, but they all generally just have 10 gold pieces left. So I wanted to start on the 7th of March, but before we do that and go into the dungeon, I wanted to show you Pinecone's character sheet, and here it is. For Pinecone, one thing I noticed, and I think it's just because the game is 2nd edition of Labyrinth Lord is still in development. There are a few things that have not been corrected yet in the errata, or what you call it, or I think they're still doing errata. And for instance, the Brownie's saving throws are not yet on the page, so I had to flip in the book and find them. As well as they describe how many spells the classes have that can cast spells. And I think they forgot to mention brownies can also cast spells. But this means that in Pinecone's spellbook, there are now 3 level 1 spells and 2 level 2 spells. However, he can only cast level 1 spells still, and only 1 spell per day. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, that's Pinecone. I'm picturing Pinecone as a bit more. I did give him a neutral alignment, but I'm picturing him a bit more, mischievous than Pim. Pim was a Boy Scout in that sense, or Girl Scout in that sense. So I'm picturing Pinecone more as your classic brownie, sort of mischievous fella. But or even could even actually, I'm considering making him chaotic, and that would be your chaotic good sort of character. He's just sort of, but let's just keep it to for now. Oh, yeah, let's just keep it neutral. Keep him neutral. So, yeah, and one other thing is that I shall remember to look more closely on the character sheets, because brownies are is a really cool class, because they have got some really good abilities. So I need to pay attention to that, especially when we need meet animals and giant animals, because they have a bonus to reaction checks with animals, and they're also immune to charm and whatnot. Lastly, I can say that, let me remove that. At the end of the episode, I forgot to give experience points for the orcs and the wolves. So I've also dealt out or handed out experience points. So 8 minutes in with we are going to departure from Eastbridge with our new party member, and they have of course told him of all the dangers involved with being an adventurer and whatnot. But they are adventurous, and their nature is that they are going to risk it for the biscuit. So let's get the map out here. So one thing I realized, and it's not specifically mentioned in Stonehell book, that is that I was always, and maybe I'm guilty of Redraki's death, because it doesn't state if this area here is supposed to be run as a dungeon, meaning that each time I go out and in, if I think of this as a dungeon, they have to do about 4 wandering monster checks. And then I read that they are outside actually. So if this is considered to be overland, they can actually travel 120, or they have a movement of 120 in one round, which means they can basically go 100 and but they can go all the way here without even rolling a wandering monster check. because it will only take them about, let's see, 3 minutes or something, tops. So, yeah, that is one thing. So what I am thinking about doing is I will do one wandering monster check, because I think it's a dangerous area. So I'm only going to do one monstering check for now each time we are here. Of course, it's different in here and here and here, but this is outside. I don't know how you would run this, but I will do it this way. So the party, let me get the map up here. We're going from Eastbridge to Stonehell Dungeon, and we're going to see if we have a random encounter. So far, I have been very lucky not to run into something. Also, this time, fortune smiles on me. No monster encounter in the open. Let me get that away again. So the party comes to their favorite playground, and they are going to hurry across here, and I'm going to do one wandering monster check. Shake the die a bit. Okay. So on the way here, they don't meet anything. Okay. So I am going to say though that going down the spiral stairs, the 100 feet, and all of this would have taken, I don't know, maybe let's say that we do a random monster check when we arrive down at the bottom in the first room. And I've started using a lineup, what do you call it, a liner, to draw the actual dungeon, so you can better see what you're doing. I made a little mistake down here. This is actually a corridor going, if you look through the eyes of the party, they're going to the left. So there are, how many options do we have? They come down. Yes, first of all, I said we're going to have a wandering monster check down here. No. So they have a couple of options. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to roll a 10-sided and divide it by 2. So we are going this way. So the party decides to go this way, to the north. Let me just check what is up that way. That was the way that the kobolds fled. And I'm going to read here. So this is just an archway. For some reason I drew a door there. There's not a door there. It's an archway, so it's open. That might have happened during the... There's actually a door here. This is just a... This is wrong. So I have to erase that at some point with some white paint or something. So actually I thought there was a door there. Anyways, the this archway they can see here, and it goes all the way up here because they're lighting with their torch, or Giza is lighting with her torch. This archway resembling a fanged ogre mouth with murals of cavorting imps on walls in between them. Okay. Dramatic. So they go down further here. So let me just write a little A here. And it goes into, it leads into a four-way intersection. Going like this. Or they are standing here and they're looking up here, so they can see that. How far does it go down? It goes one to the left here, and then it sort of continues. They're standing here. You can't really see it because it goes off in the dark, but there is something here. It might be a pillar, and then there is a C. So what do they see? A rusted metal signpost at the intersection. Arrow pointing west reads "Der Dragon Den." Whoa. I love this. I love this. I love this book. What I don't love, I think I've talked about that before, is the art in this book. Sorry, no offense, but I don't know what that is. That looks like pre-AI, 3D 90s, late, as maybe early 90s. Graphics you could do. This is not like the state of art in 1991. You could do it like this, and I don't know what it is. It looks. Maybe there are some good drawings in here. I don't know. It's not. There isn't really any drawings in here actually. There might be a few ones, but I don't know why I ramble about that. There's some looks a bit like public domain art up there. And I guess the other thing is also public domain, right? There's some Egyptian themed stuff here. I don't know why. I have no idea why. There's this picture in the back. Need to show it. Oh, look at that. That is the most ugly thing I have ever seen. I mean, my eyes are hurting. Anyways, luckily, the adventure is really, really, really good. So, I lost the page now. Okay. So, I'm picturing sort of a, there's a little metallic signpost, iron signpost there, saying that Dragon Den, and the arrow points west. How intriguing and how not intriguing on the same, all the same. The question is, it's probably, it's probably just something made to scare off adventurers, but let's roll a, let's try and have it in the lot anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, two, three, four. We're going north. But what can we see down the corridors? Because the torch burns into what looks like a chamber. a chamber because there is no door. So they can sort of see just the contours of a chamber. And I'm going to draw it as entirely, because so I don't get confused later on. You could also say that they did not really look in. There's a chamber here. To the north, it continues. They can see at least 30 feet this way, and they can also see 30 feet this way. But here instantly, right after the first 10 feet, it goes into a more cave-like structure that continues 10 feet, and then it opens up into something else. Okay. So, but they go north. They continue down here, and they are mapping, of course. So I'm going to say this takes another turn. Mapping all of this. They continue, and here they see a door. And the hallway continues 1 or 10 feet. And they can see up here, standing here, that there's a corridor that goes left, and there's a corridor that goes right. So the party, they what do they do? I think they check the door. Yes. So Pinecone, they push Pinecone up and says, now it's your turn to use your abilities. 2 in 6 chance of yes. If there's something in there, he can hear it. And this room is called, let me just draw it. They cannot see it yet because they're just listening. There is a room there with no exits, but this is room 8. So, what is in room 8? I'm just reading it. 1 sec. Let me pause it while I do so. Okay, so they can definitely hear something behind this door here. They can hear what sounds like yes, almost sounds like vermin, huge vermin gnawing on bones. That is what I will give the party. So, they are not really I think they might want to check the other two. Let's say they're going to map for what's around here and then wonder about what they're going to do. So they map the rest of this corridor section up here. And they can see that this corridor up here leads into a room. And down here they can just see that this continues in 30 feet. So there's an open room there. This is the dungeon that just keeps on giving. Anyways, I'm going to say that oh, 1 sec, my cat Ruth is meowing. It's looking for me. 1 sec. Okay, this is okay, I have to a couple of things. When they are about here in the corridor, they are able to hear some sounds. And that sounds like working sounds, like somebody's working with something. It sounds like somebody hacking into stone. Oh, Ruth, don't do that. Or would you... Ruth? Ruth? Oh, okay. Ruth, what are you doing? Anyways, yeah. And... yeah, Ruth, stop. What? 1 sec. Okay, sorry. I think Ruth is gone now again. She was gently attacking all my cords and cables I have in here. Gently, quote unquote. Okay. I'm going to give it to them because... does not say, but I'm thinking there is coming also a light from down here, and I think that they see a shadow here of a creature if they're standing around here. So they haven't seen this yet. They haven't seen this part yet of the room, but they can definitely tell that there is a shadow of a creature falling on the floor here. They can sort of sense that. They can definitely hear these sounds of metal working and sound of something like hacking into cliff or rock, I mean. So that is what I want. If I was a GM, I would give this to the players. So they have to decide now. Do they want to check out this room here? Do they want to investigate these sounds up here? Question is if I should just because the thing is that if I were a player here, I might wanted to investigate this, but knowing that there are some creatures here, I would probably take care of this situation first. Yeah, I would do that. But let's see. I mean, let's make it 50-50. What are they doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. They're going up here. So, and now the party, or yeah, I think now that one item that could be really useful here would be the mirror shard. That is a typical item, so you could look around corners. So you do not know what it is, but they could choose to surprise whoever's down there. They could also, what they could do is that they could send one of the two burglar types they have. And I think, one sec, I think maybe that the, let me check the character sheet. I think maybe Pinecone has, let me get that up for you, he has got dark vision, hasn't he? Let's look at it. Night vision. Night vision, is that only outside? 1 sec. Okay, I just had to look up light and darkness and vision and night vision and dark vision. So, for somebody to use their night vision, there has to be a light source like stars or the moon to see in darkness. Dark vision, you can just see in total darkness. And I'm thinking that, I do not know, but I think kobolds have dark vision. Interesting, because, but if it says if there is a light source, and I just judged that there was a light source down there, so that dark vision does not work they can only see about 30 feet ahead then. And the guard person, I'm going to say that, is standing sort of here. So he can actually see right about here. They could distract him with throwing a rock or something. Because I think what I want to do is I want to have either a Pinecone or Kitty sneak down here and hide in shadows here, and they must be able to look down this way to see what is here, because there's light in here, I said. So the thing is that stealth rolls are... One sec, Ruth is meowing again. I think Ruth is just bored with me and feels alone in my kitchen. I just gave her some snacks. Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah, stealth roll. The stealth roll is made in secret by the referee or the GM, whatever you call it. So the character does not know if he is stealthy or not. And the question is also, is a hide in shadows check also needed? I think so. Because they need to hide and sneak past here. Let me point. So right about here. So that makes this mission quite difficult. Let's check the character sheets again. Let's look at first Kitty. Move silently. Yeah, that is so... The chances of moving silently is 20%. So that would actually in my book mean that a roll of 1 and 2 on a 10-sided. I know that this is not the way to do it. I could roll percentage die, but the move silently, hide in shadows only 10. I think that, to my taste, the burglars start. I know this is how it is, but I think the numbers are quite low. Move silently 20. Is that the same for... Yeah. What about hide in shadows? Hide in shadows 10. So they both have the same numbers. So one of them has to... I mean, the chance of this happening is so stupendously low. I kind of like the idea of rolling a 10-sided instead. So, okay, let's have... You know what? I'm going to say that you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say it's Kitty, and then I want Pinecone ready with the sleep spell if this happens. So we're going to have Kitty try and... Yeah, this is rather impossible. I think hide in shadows though is more for when you're standing and you want to hide in order to make some sort of backstab or simply hide from opponents. So I'm just going to say it's a stealth roll. But still, I have to roll under 20 or under with 100-sided. That's still quite crazy. But I do this secretly, so Kitty has to move anyway, right? So okay, the yellow die are the 10s. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. Fail. So one thing though I could do, because I think these odds are simply too steep, we could see if the kobold, I know it's a kobold, could hear the noise. Or would that be pushing it too far? I don't know. Okay, she makes a noise while stealthily going up there. But does the kobold hear her? I'm going to say that the kobold has like a demi-human. Oopsie. Oh, sorry. Ruth, no, don't go on the table, Ruth. Yeah. So it's like demi-human. 1 and 2. The kobold heard it. 4. So in reality, Kitty is now up here. I'm going to allow that. So, what is Kitty looking at? Kitty is looking at something. Kitty is looking at a bunch of kobolds. And she can sort of see the dimensions almost of the room. Here, because there's a light source. Okay, what she sees is really, really weird. She sees 10 kobolds in all. I'm just going to write the number here. 10 kobolds in all working on open mouths in the cliff wall or in the walls of mouths. Yeah, so they're sort of either what they actually are doing is that they are sort of rearming dart traps, and some of the masonry in the mouths are broken. So they're both sort of fixing broken dart traps in mouths. I don't know how many dart traps there are in here. It looks like there's no, they're rearming a dart trap and fixing cracked masonry. Oh, so on the map it looks like it's something, it's just weird. It says walls. Open mouths carved into the walls. So I'm going to say that there are several mouths. Perhaps one here and here. And here there's a pressure plate here. So DT, they call it here, dart trap. So that is what she is seeing, and like 10 kobolds, that is not to be taken lightly. Hi Ruth. Take a nap, Ruth. That's good. I think she's lying down to take a nap now. Um, okay. I will allow Kitty to sort of go back in this for the same role. She was just looking, going back. Let's just say that is the same role. So the others know this, and they think that if they, for instance, wanted to force this door up, it would make too much noise here. So they don't dare opening this door. So I think they want to surprise these kobolds, and they want to do that with a sleep spell. So Kitty comes back and whispers this to the party, and Pinecone smiles and says, I can make these little ones go to sleep with my sleep spell, or something like that. And he just walks up there, and the others sort of nod, yes, do this. And he sort of looks around, peeks around the corner, and casts the spell. So how is it again the sleep spell works? Okay, so it's just 2d8 hit dice creature of creatures. So 3, come on, roll something higher. 6, oh my. But these are half hit points. I don't know if let me just check this. Yeah, it counts as just having one hit die. Too bad. Okay, so Pinecone sneaks up to the corner, casts sleep spell in here. 6 kobolds drop on the dungeon floor. So we have 4 kobolds left. I think they are going to do a morale check, because that is what I would judge here. So each one of them, one of the kobolds flees, the other one flees as well, one stays, one kobold is sort of left alone. I'm just going to judge him as like paralyzed. I'm just going to read what's down the corridor where they flee to. Okie dokie. So, one poor little guy, goblin, one little kobold is just standing sort of, maybe he's the one screaming, kill them! And the others just run the other way, and he hasn't noticed, and he's just standing there alone. So he's going to be overrun now by a gigantic Cyclops woman. And I forgot that actually when giant-sized creatures are attacking small humanoids, they get actually a -2 to hit them. I'm completely ignorant of that. But Giza comes running up and misses. And right after her, because this is sort of a surprise attack, Tyra comes up. That's a hit. She swings with her mace. How many hit points has this poor goblin? I keep calling them goblins. I meant kobold. It has 1 hit point. So she runs up and just like whams her mace into its face, and the poor kobold dies instantly, with its brain scattered all across the other sleeping kobolds. And the party makes quick work of them. So that all in all took about like a turn doing all that kobold killing up here. And I also read that the dart trap is non-functional at the moment. Anyways, so the other kobolds have scattered off down here, and the party can see all the way down here and see that there is another chamber opening up here. They are going, first of all, I'm going to make a wandering monster check. No wandering monster. And then the party is going to spend a turn to search this room. And they are searching. And there's nothing in this room other than this dart trap with these open mouths. But each kobold has some working tools and some copper coins. So each kobold has some coins on them. I don't know if you even want to gather up copper coins, but okay, there's a lot of copper coins. There are 10 goblins. No, sorry, a couple of them ran away. There's only 7. 7 bodies, right? So, okay, around, what should I say, 50 copper pieces? I mean, do we even want to carry that? It weighs the same as any other coin. I mean, I don't think we are really that interested in copper coins. Okay. So the party now needs to rest actually on the 6th turn, and we are going to have yet another wandering monster check. No wandering monsters. Okay. So I think the party continues this way. They just want to map this, get as mapped as much as possible. So they're walking in here and they're drawing this room. So torch goes out and they have to light another torch. So let me just quickly mark that off. And I think it's Giza. This is actually her last torch, but the others have torches. I forgot to buy some new ones. Okay, but they're going into this chamber and looking in, of course. They are listening and they don't hear anything from this room. They're listening from the corridor here. And I can say that they don't hear anything. They can't see anything either. I'm guessing a torch was in here or something that lit up the room. But down here, they see something similar to here. Down this room, there are sort of masonry of huge eyes or big eyes on the walls. But there doesn't seem to be anything else than this. They're just eyes on the wall. So eyes here, mouths here. And they look, that took a turn to draw. And the corridor continues this way. And then it just goes on and on down here. And let me see. They look further down this way. 1, 2, 3. go down to here and look further down here. This just goes on and on, this corridor. And down here, whoopsie, they see a door, but as they 1, 2, 3 here, I can tell you that there is a pit trap right here. But the party, let's see, they are not looking for traps. I did not state that. Means that let me see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, correct. Anyways, does the trap trigger? Because traps only trigger on a roll of 1 and 2. I did actually give Giza a 10-foot pole, but I did not remember to say that. On the other hand, you know what they are? You know what? Actually, they are on exploration movement, meaning that they do get to look for traps. I forgot about that. So actually, Giza has a, let me, two and 6 searching unsafe constructions, sloped areas and traps, non-magical. So because they are on exploration movement, I will actually allow her to see if she can spot the trap. She could not, however, but she's the front. Does the trap open? It does. She falls. Good thing that she's big. 10 feet down and takes. Oh, I forgot to change their hit points back. Let me just quickly do that from last time. So, D6 damage. 2 damage to Giza. Down to 9 out of 11. So, and she's so tall she can almost, oh, she's not 3 meters tall, but perhaps there's a skeleton or some old, okay, the others throw down a rope to her. Who has a rope, actually? Actually, Giza has a rope. He has actually quite a long rope. So they are trying to get Giza out of there. I'm going to say that takes a turn. I have to roll for wandering monsters. No wandering monsters. They continue down this corridor. And the question is, do they want to check this? I can also say that this continues. Let me just see. 1, 2, 9, 10, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're just looking down here, and they can see that it opens up. So they walk a bit down here, and they of course make sure that they're not what is actually in there. Okay, it's dark. So, and it seems silent from down there. So they're going to listen at this door. Don't hear anything. So The door is the door closed? Okay. So they are going to force the door up. Yes, Giza opens the door, and it opens into what seems to be a cluttered storeroom. Contains mounds of old gear and supplies. Each turn spent searching has 2 in 6 chance of finding a useful item. See table B below. Okay, I'm going to say, because there's so much that they can see, that they should actually spend some time looking in here. So let's just spend some time here. Let's use 4 rounds on it, up to including this rest round. So first turn, and they're searching. Found nothing. Next turn, nothing. Oh my god. Okay, and I also have to do Wandering Monster check. No Wandering Monster. Nothing. The last turn, nothing. Okay, I have to roll for Wandering Monsters again. Nothing. So now she's on her last torch. Yes, so I have to erase her torch here. Okay. She says, whoopsie. Okay. Giza says, guys, we've spent a lot of time in here. Are you sure? I think this is their second hour, right? So the time is now, it's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She says, do we want to look any further here in this room? And I think the party says, yes, let's just keep on looking until we find something. So let's do it the other way around. 1 turn. 1 turn. Wandering Monster check. Nothing. Yay! Half a torch burnt down and they find something. Let's hope it's something useful. Five. The least useful item. The bottle of wine. I can tell you that this is the least useful item of all here. Are they spending 1 more turn? Hell, why not? No. Sadness overload. No monsters either. So, okay. Interesting. They can always come back here if they want to search this. And I can tell you that this room is really stuck full of supplies, but it's probably organized by a kobold, so it's difficult to find it. That is room 32. So they continue down here. And they light the torch up into this room. And they can see the dimensions of this room. Is 30 by 30 square feet room with a corridor leading out here and a corridor leading south out this way. Room 29. So. What? What is niter? Never seen that word before. Oh, so it's probably a typo. There should have been nitro. So it's some sort of mineral that grows in here on the walls, a sort of crystal thingy. And they can see that there are some cracks in the ceiling above them. And does the party... I think the party is going to search the room, but as they do, they find nothing other than this nitro. But as they do, they are visited by 3 giant centipedes. Oh dear, but the giant centipedes aren't that difficult. Let's see. No, they're not. So I'm going to say that because the centipedes are hiding up there in the cracks, that they drop down on them and the adventurers are surprised on a 4 in 6. Yeah, that is what I'm going to judge. They are surprised. Okay. So we have a little fight on our hands, and let me get the stats of the centipedes. They're not that, I mean, again, you'd never say never, but they aren't that. Only have AC 9 centipedes times 3. Hit die 1d4. Attack 1. Oh, they have this poison though. Damage as centipede poison. Let me check the Labyrinth Lord book. We have had centipedes before. It's just if they don't make a saving throw versus poison, they get horribly sick for a lot of time, actually. 10 days and half movement speed. Okay, that is kind of bad though. So they don't actually do any sort of damage other than poison. So okay, and they have 4 d4 hit die. So let's roll their hit die, or hit points, I should say. Oh, 1, 3, and 4. They attack first, and I think they can attack everybody equally, surprising like this. So let's roll a 4-sided to see who is attacked. In the marching order, that is Tyra. So it misses her. Next attacks Giza. That is a miss also. That's just 18. And the last centipede attacks also Giza. That is also a miss. So now it's initiative. And do we want to cast spells? I was just judging here that they were attacking. And I would call this more a beast rather than, I don't know, is it an animal? I don't know. Anyways, no reaction roll this time. So now it's just straight up initiative roll. We are the white die. The centipedes won initiative again. And I'm going to say now that because we arrange ourselves sort of around, so the quickly get into position, and on a 1 and 2 it's Giza, on a 3 and 4 it's Tyra, on a 5 it's Kitty, on a 6 it's Pinecone. So who does the first centipede attack? It attacks Kitty. Misses. Next attacks Giza and misses. Next one attacks Kitty again and hits. Oh, so Kitty now has to do a saving throw versus poison. And Kitty's yeah, she don't have anything versus poison, so she needs to roll 13 or higher not to get inflicted by this sickness or poison here. Oh, it was actually shit. Oh, she gets inflicted. I'm thinking that the effect takes place after the bite, so her movement is halved for 10 days. Bad. So the party only travels as fast as the slowest party member. See, that is really, really, really bad. Okay. But now it's us. I'm not going to say that we can do any sorts of... Yeah, I guess... Let's just use it in melee only. So let's go for Giza first. +1. That's... Yeah. I know, it's funny that it's only humanoids that are small that get -2. That's weird, really. But these are giant centipedes. Okay. So that's a hit, actually. And she does 1d8 damage. Oh my god, that's 2 damage. I think we're just going to take the one with 1. And so now it's Tyra. +9. That's actually a hit. Let's just say she kills the one with 4. And then it's Kitty. That's also a hit. That's 5 points of damage. She kills the last remaining centipede. Okay, so the others sort of look at Kitty, who was struck by this centipede, and they can see her face is turning white and she feels really ill. And yeah, they can only move at half their exploration movement. So they were at sort of 90 before, so that's round 40 now. So that's really bad. They're really slow because so that's it, I guess. They didn't find anything else in here in this room, but I think even though that Kitty is injured with, or poisoned, I think the party just wants to continue a bit. And let me see if I have made a mistake down here, actually. Because I think actually I have made a mistake. I really wonder why I have that, because I have made a mistake. No, I haven't. Yes, I have actually. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah. I will change this because this is in fact here. So how many feet does this go down? It only goes 2. So yeah, I will. What I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to draw a new map to correct this. Let me just. Yeah. Maybe it's okay. I can just make hatches here. Yeah. And this corridor is in fact there. Okay, it might not be that bad. Okie dokie. So we have to rest on the 6th turn, and after resting, there's a wandering monster. Coming from which side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think it's coming from up here. It's coming from this side. What do we have over there? I guess the party can see down this corridor. Oh yeah, and the torch goes out as well. As the torch goes out, I mean, they're wise enough to light one as it does so, but there is a 4-way intersection here. I need to check something. So, what wandering monster do we have? 9. Brigands. Oh, brigands. They're not coming from here. I just read up on this because there are some closed double doors down here. The party does not know this. They're coming from over here, sort of. The brigands. Let's see what is in that room. 1 sec, I need to check something again. Okie dokie. So, they come from either this direction or from this direction down here. So, surprise. We are the white dice. Are any side surprised? Oh god, we are. We are surprised. Oh, I get some messages. What is, I don't know what it is. On my phone. I'm going to do a reaction check. Reaction roll now. Brigands. And I'm going to allow that +1 to reaction roll because we have Kitty along. She's also sort of a quote-unquote a brigand. But what does the reaction roll say? That's bad. That's bad. That's a... No, 6 is actually within the boundaries of, because it's +1, sort of uncertainty. Is there anything that we can offer these brigands? How many are they? That's 1d8. 6 brigands. yeah, I guess I just read up on the brigands, so they sort of ganged up criminals. I mean, who wants to plunder and raid and whatnot? I think we have to offer them something, because we have this window open now for, I guess, negotiation. What can we offer them? I am going to check my character sheets. We don't have much gold, really. But I mean, they could also risk dying, right? So... What does brigands want? I guess what we could say is that we could say, here, take all our gold. We don't have much left, and please leave us. Because we don't have much anyway. That is what I'm going to offer, but since it's not March, I'm going to do yet another morale check. So not morale check, a reaction roll, but I'm not going to give us any bonus or it's sort of a neutral suggestion, I guess, but I don't know what happens if they... Okay, I'm going to judge that if it's slightly positive, I mean either from 6 to 12, they're going to accept it. And if it's below 6, I think they're going to simply try to attack us. They just laugh at us. Says, do hold us for fools. Slay them. They're sort of placehold leader says to them. So we're getting attacked by 6 brigands. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okie dokie, just rolling hit points for each brigand. 5, 3, 4, 1, 6, and 2. However, let's also roll the distance to see where we are fighting. We are standing in this room looking down here, so it's 5, so it's 5, so... So that must be... They're sort of here or here. But we talk to them, yeah. We can communicate here, I guess. So let's say they're standing here. No, they're actually further away. Sorry, what am I saying? I rolled 50 times 10. They are actually... Actually, there's a door down here. Just came through this door here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're standing here. So they cannot actually, I'm going to say that they're carrying a torch also, so we can sort of, there's light enough here. So they can see each other. They can't actually reach us here. And we cannot reach them. So we're going to get our shooters up. Let's roll. Is any... I cannot remember if any sides were surprised. Did I even roll for that? I cannot remember. None side surprised. Who wins initiative? Reroll that. We win initiative. So I'm going to have our 2 missile weapon shooters shoot missiles after these guys here. So I think it's actually, when it's in this sort of range, it's a +1 to hit. I think it is. I'm almost 100% sure, but I'm just forgetting about it all the time. So let's have Kitty first. 6 plus, that's 9. That's a hit anyway. Let's see which of them she shoots. She shoots number 3 and does 2 points of damage. So he gets an arrow to his knee or something. Ugh! And then Pinecone shoots his bow. That is a 17. That's a hit. On who? On the first guy there. He kills this one. Actually, already, these guys have to do a morale check. So first, death. Yeah. So the number 2 guy here with 3 hit points. They have morale 8. He stays. Next one stays, even though he took an arrow to his knee. Next one stays. Flees. This last guy says nope, and he's let's say that they were sort of halfway through the door. So he runs back into this room. So this guy is out of the game. And because they are the same number as us now, I'm not going to take -1 to morale in the next round, because you can do that. So, okay. Now it's them. And they run towards us, but they cannot, I should state, attack us. So, can they? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they can actually. And yeah, okay. So while they run down there, I should have said that after we shot with our bows, the other 2, the frontliners, here, how should I point? These 2, of course, get in front of the corridor. Ready to fight. Because they haven't done anything yet. It was simply just moving only. They come up there and they attack Giza. Miss. The other one, and only 2 of them can attack in this corridor. And hits Giza or Tyra, actually. That's Tyra. Doing 3 points of damage to Tyra. She's down to a 3. So the others cannot attack. There's not room for them. And I also before read up on the rules on firing into melee. I'm not going to do that. That's a -2 to the roll, and I also risk hitting my own comrades. So now it's just a melee fight with the Giza and Tyra and 2 brigands. Let's say that it's this brigand who took an arrow to the knee here. Okay. Yeah, now it's actually initiative. They won initiative. So let's say that one is locked in with Tyra and the other one is locked in with Giza. So the one, oops, he misses Giza and the other one misses Tyra. And the others cannot hit anything, so okay, it's Tyra. No, sorry, Giza. +1 plus, that's 13 plus 6. That's 19, that's a hit. And she does 5 points of damage and kills that brigand. How many have they left now? 1, 2, 3. So when they've lost half of their numbers, they're actually going to do a flee, and we get +2 to hit them, actually. Depending if, sorry again, if they do a fighting retreat, they can just only move half the movement backwards. Anyways, it's Tyra now. That's 18 only, that's a miss. Okay, so now it's their turn, and no, it's actually an initiative, but they're going to have them do morale checks. We win initiative, but they want to flee. So I'm going to judge this as it is. They are going to flee. So I have +2 to hit them. Because they're turning around and fleeing. They forfeit their attack. And I'm going to have +2 to hit them. Yeah, so it's actually in case of a initiative roll, or instead of an initiative roll. It's because the wording of the description of it, I'm a bit confused about it, but what happens. But I think that this morale check, it must be sort of instead. Yeah. Anyways, Giza +2. Shall remember that that's clearly a hit. And he's as good. He is dead. Yeah, he's very dead. No, he's not. I have to roll morale. Sorry. Erase what you just heard. I'm getting ahead of myself, as I always do. So let's take this back. Are they going to flee? That is the question, but they have to do morale checks first. Of course not. Nope. And nope. So scratch that. This guy is still alive with 2 hit points. So I won initiative though. So let me just re-roll. Yeah, now I missed, of course. Let's get Tyra to roll. That's a hit. I'm thinking it's not in. Yeah, there's this guy. Did he step up? He hasn't done that yet. So it's this guy. Okay. So now it's the one guy steps up. This guy probably, and yeah, they can. 2 of them can hit. So who is he shooting or hitting on? He's hitting on Tyra. Shit, that's bad. Yeah, that's really bad. Tyra goes down. She's at -1. Fuck. In my rules. Okay, no. Okay. I played this way too loose. Why didn't I say that I wanted to use a spell and heal Tyra? I don't know, I didn't say it, so Tyra could die now. Um, 18. Woo! She does not die. She passes out. And yeah. So now it's initiative, and we have one of our guys step up. I think that must be actually Pinecone. We have to re-roll initiative. We won initiative. Come on. So Pinecone steps up next to the body of Pyra, and it's Giza first. She misses. Now it's Pinecone. Misses. So, okay, whatever. Now it's them. That one is locked in with Giza. He is doing... Oh my god! 6 points of damage to Giza, so he's down to 3. The other one attacks Pinecone, and he fumbles. Does he drop his sword? No. Okay, initiative. We won initiative. Okay. Come on. Giza, come on. That's not enough. She misses. Pinecone misses. Oh! What is this? Brigand returning his strikes to Giza, and he hits. No! 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 I don't know even what to say. If you look at Giza's character sheet, she is down to -2. With my rulings is that they can go that's equal to the level in minus. She is over that, meaning she is dead. The powerful Cyclops lady dies. To a random wandering brigand. In fact, I should only do one X. He only has one eye. How ironic. So now it's the other one attacking Pinecone. This is such a cruel game. Misses. Kitty steps up. Pinecone attacks. Misses. Kitty misses. What is this? cannot remember if... I think it's initiative. They won initiative. Kitty is struck by a sword. She loses 4 points of damage. She's down to 1. What is this? That is a mix of a 2 and 18. That is a reroll. That's a miss. So it's us now. Kitty strikes. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Pinecone hits. Thank God for that. 4 points of damage to this guy here. No morale check yet before they've lost half of their numbers here. So okay, so it's initiative. We won initiative. Come on, Kitty. 11 plus. That's a miss. Not plus, that's minus. That's Pinecone attacks this guy who steps up and misses. So it's them now. 1 on Kitty. Misses. 1 on Pinecone. Misses. Initiative. 1 on Kitty. That's a hit. 2 points of damage to Kitty. Shit. Kitty goes down to -1. He has to do a death save or die. That's Kitty. Kitty dies as well. Oh my god. Okay. So who have we got left? We have, let me just check. Tyra is lying on the floor unconscious. Cyclops, Giza is dead. Kitty is dead. This means that we only have Pinecone fronting 2 guys. And now I cannot remember who it was. Let me just... I cannot remember now who. We won initiative. He's going to hit 1 and he will kill this guy here. Okay, so they actually have to do a morale check now. He stays. And it's his turn. Misses. Pinecone's turn. Crap. He crits. What a time to crit. Couldn't you have critted before? 6 points of damage. This guy has actually 6 points. He kills the last brigand. Okay. What happens here is that Pinecone stabilizes Tyra. So she is at we say I don't know how that works really. Let's just keep her at -1. So he stabilizes her, she's awake, but she oh my god. What a terrible situation. So What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They are going to leave the dungeon, but the question is, they simply have to think of themselves. They are going to escape the dungeon as quickly as possible. They are going to run out if they can. I'm going to say that they can. No, I won't allow that they can run because Tyra is severely wounded. So it's still at crawling speed, and that is around 120 per 10 minutes. No, she has a heavy armor, so that's 90. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. We come up here. And wandering monster check. You gotta be kidding me. What now? This cruel game. No. You know what it is? It's more brigands. 4 brigands. They are going to flee, of course. Okay, let's do this. 1 sec. Okay, let's 2 things. I found the section in Labyrinth Lord on fleeing and chase in dungeons. First of all, we have to do a roll to see if any of the sides are surprised. We are surprised. I'm going to say that more brigands were in this room, and as we were gathering ourselves up, these came sneaking out the door and surprised us. This is just let's read further here. I'm going to read it loud. Chase and encounters. The characters may decide that they are outmatched and flee an encounter, or a monster might flee. One side of an encounter can always successfully flee if the movement is higher than the other side and if combat has not commenced. And I can say that brigands have the same movement speed as us, except they haven't really, because we have heavy armor. But let's check it. Let's be 100% sure about that. Yeah. They are actually faster. Characters may choose whether they chase a fleeing monster, blah blah blah, and will only succeed if it's slower than they are. The Labyrinth Lord will decide if the monster chase... What? Labyrinth Lord will decide if the monster chase fleeing characters by rolling on the monster reaction table. A roll of 7 to 12 indicates monsters will pursue. However, a monster does not continue chasing the character if they manage to get out of range of vision. We're going to stop here. That means if I turn a corner, I should say. So if I get around in on the other side of a door around a corner, that means out of vision. Okay. If the monsters enjoy treasure, they have a 50% chance probability that they'll stop pursuit of the characters to collect any treasures the characters drop. Roll a 1 to 3 on a d6. Other hungry, less intelligent monsters may do the same. So we are in... Okay, so first of all, I have sort of 2 ways out of this. Does the... I have to roll. If the brigands decide to chase us, they do that on a roll on 7 to 12. But we can still have a chance to drop our last gold for them. And brigands, they do want gold. I know that they didn't before, but they do. Okay, so if I roll, what was it, 7 to 12, wasn't it like that? If I roll 7 to 12, the monster will pursue. Are we ready for this? The monsters will pursue. So now we have to drop our coin. Yeah. Yeah, one other thing. We have actually one more chance left. Actually, we do. The thing is that I have to roll. I will try the gold thing, but if they are here and we have movement to get up here, means that we turn a corner before they do. But yeah, in reality we don't, because they won initiative, right? Yeah. So I have only 50% chance of escape now. So I need to roll 1, 2, or 3 on this die. Help me! Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, as we run clumsily through this room, we drop everything we can get out of our pockets, meaning our gold, on the floor. Clink, 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 clink. And the brigands stop down here and say, "Oh, it's gold, boss!" Something like that. And then you just hear this silly voice, "After them fools, we lose them out of sight." But it's too late. We are gone. They don't chase us because the brigands are fools. Okay, so let me just see how far we can get down. It's around here. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we have time then to... Can we put this trap back up? I don't know. 9. Let's roll again. No wandering monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the ogre door archway, we are encountered again. Oh. Okay. I forgot something, but it doesn't matter now. When they crawl in a space they've previously been in, it's double movement when they go out. But because Tyra is injured, I'm not going to allow that. Just to future reference, I have to remember that. Oh my god. $16. Giant rats. 3d6 giant rats. So everything from 3 to 18 rats. Jesus Christ. That's 12. That's 14 rats. Giant rats. Coming from which direction? We are so fucked. Sorry, pardon my language. So I'm going to roll it randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the direction they come from. One, two, three. Did I say 1, 2, 3? We haven't. We haven't made reaction roll yet. And giant rats means giant animal. So we're going to do a reaction roll, and we have +1 because we have Pinecone, who's friend of animals. First of all, are any sides surprised? The rats are surprised. That is really, really good to know. Because that actually also means that I think if one sec, I think we can actually just go away from them, but let me just check that. Okay. So anyways, reaction roll. +1. Whew, brilliant. That's 11. Meaning that, and I will show you, look at this. Indifferent or uninterested. We meet 14 giant rats that, they are simply uninterested. They just, let's say that we sort of walk in here, and they just come down this route, la 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 la, like nothing ever happened, and we like whoosh, go out this way. So let me see. We came down to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can get to this stairwell. And I forgot, of course, all these turns. And yeah, I think we had. I forgot about the torch, but let's just say we had a torch. So we are up. And we just rest a bit here on our 6th turn. And no wandering monster. We are here at the stairs. And I'm going to say that it takes 1 wandering monster encounter a roll here. No. So the party travels home, and it's 3 o'clock. No, actually it's 4 o'clock, I think, in the afternoon. So they can come home and during night. And only 2 of them return. So Isa and Kitty are dead. Tyra and Pinecone are the only ones who makes it back to Eastbridge. That is very, very sinister, I think. And yet again, we've only lost gold. So, thus far, nothing is gained, only lost. That is really, really sad. But On the other hand, I must remember to give out experience points, because we have fought a whole lot. Right? Or was it just brigands we met and we... There were 6 brigands. That's... yeah. Only the surviving party members earn them, so they earn actually 300 experience points each. Let's see about that. Oh, we also fought... oh, the goblins. Oh, the kobolds that I keep calling goblins, which are really kobolds, and the... I forgot about that, the centipedes. So 1 sec, I think we might have level here. I think Tyra levels now that she's back. Okay, so I've calculated everybody's experience points. They were, of course, 4 in the party when they fought the kobolds, and as well with the centipedes. And I can say that poor Tyra, she is only 44 points away from leveling, and Pinecone is actually a little under 1,000 away, but I don't think, you know, the rules of what do you call it? Carousing, sorry, that was the word I was looking for. I don't think there are any. Let me just check. Okay, I use a little different. Some of the system I use for experience points is a little different than what they do in Labyrinth Lord. I should actually look a bit into what they do in Labyrinth Lord, but I can say that there are some optional rules for treasure. Optional rules. Yeah, including that treasure gives yeah, give experience points for treasure acquired. Yeah, I see that somewhere. And also give experience points only for treasure spent on carousing. No, not on, only on. Give experience points only for treasure that is spent on worthy causes. No, I don't use the milestone. What else does they mention here? Achieving a small goal or reaching a suitable break in an adventure can bring minor reward. Example gratia, discovering a clue, making an important contact, entering a new adventure location, reaching a major goal in the campaign can bring a moderate reward. Defeating, for instance, defeating a major enemy, discovering a major clue, coming to the end of one major leg of an adventure. Leg? Okay. Finishing a major adventure should bring major award. Okay. On the other hand, I just spent all my last... The characters just spent all their last gold to get away with their lives from the brigands, so they don't have any gold left to even carouse. I have to I have to stop playing for now. I will think about what to do. Yeah, I will have to stop for now, and yes, I will give some thought on what they do. Will they get kicked out of the inn for not having funds? They just lost their teammates. The mighty warrior Giza and the psychopath burglar Kitty. And Pinecone was just a new member, so he really had some experience there. Okay, thank you for watching episode 6. Like, subscribe, whatever. Until next time, have a really great time. Bye bye.